Russ, what have you guys identified as what you want to work on red zone?
We just got to make plays. I think the biggest thing is just consistency down there. We've done some good things. Like, you can't let one game. I've always told you guys this. Is that every game has a history of its own. And it's really true. I think that you focus on trying to be a little bit crisper, making a couple plays. Obviously, the week before we made some really great plays in the red zone. Some touchdowns down there. So you just stay focused on the next moment. I think that's the best thing about the red zone is the next moment is the most important one.
You've had plenty of short weeks. How do you change it? You've had plenty of short weeks in your career. Do you change anything up in your routine?
I try to keep my routine as similar as possible. I may have to speed up the days, and the timing, especially when we play on Sunday, ate dinner with the family and friends and all that. But then, I'm already watching Cleveland, Sunday night and studying early Monday morning and everything else, and just really preparing that way and physically getting tons of treatment Sunday night as well. So just getting, really 2 days ahead. I always try to be 2 days ahead, a short week like this. So I think the best thing, too, is just getting out for practicing today. We're moving around. Guys are focused, locked in, and watching tons of film and studying together.
Mike Tomlin said he wished he hadn't thrown the ball in the end zone, the one that got picked. Do you wish the same, or do you wish you threw it differently?
Yeah, me too. Anytime you get down there, we want to score points. Obviously, we were trying to get a touchdown there. I tried to lob one up, like I told you guys, up to the big man, but they made a play. In those situations, it's, I've obviously made a lot of plays down there, creating and everything else. So, that one in particular, just throw it away, make it an 8-point game, and then we get the ball back again and go score again. So, the great thing is our defense responded. I think Peyton Wilson's play, evened it out a little bit, but that was a big moment for our defense to make that play.
How troubling have been the turnovers in the
Say
red
again?
zone? The last 2 weeks you've had turnovers in the red zone. How troubling has that been? It kind of changes the statistics there,
Yeah, I mean, you never want to turn the ball over at any point. Obviously, I think the best thing that we can do, though, is focus on just trying to be, great in the fundamentals, great in the little details. And every time you step in the red zone, looking forward to scoring touchdowns. I think that's a mentality thing. I think that we've done that so far some this year. We want to do more of it, obviously. And we've got to have a great week of practice this week, obviously in the short week, and be able to do it hopefully this week.
You've been on Super Bowl teams. You know what that feels like. Does this 8-2 record feel like a team that could still be playing deep into January?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so that we have a chance. I think the biggest thing for us is continuing to just take each week as the most important week of it all. And I think that it's not really even just the week, it's just the day, it's just the moments in between. I think the greatest teams, the greatest players in any sport, especially the teams I've been on, is the moment is it's never too far away. It's right here, right now, and you're just locked into that, and you obsess over that, and you enjoy that part, and you embrace that part, and you love that part of it because you never know what tomorrow holds. And I really believe that. You just have to stay focused on the moment, and I think when we get to do it as a collective team effort with these guys that we have, the fundamentals, the focus, the details of the guys we have, the passion, and then our fan base as well. It makes it that much more fun.
Russ, with that being said, a lot of guys have been emphasizing team here. Does it feel like a complete team with you guys, not just the offense, but everyone? Yeah,
I think, really since OTAs, when we first got here, and the guys coming to San Diego, just especially offensively, we just bonded in such a great way. I think that's been fun. And then, obviously Latrobe was great, and, and the hard work you put into there, the tough early mornings, the late days, the late nights, and all that, and sitting on the porch, as I told you guys before. And then I think it's just the little things that you have to do well. There's no substitute for hard work. You got to do the hard work, and I think, on a short week like today, for example, and this week, guys doing extra work, extra throwing in between drills today. George and Van and Big Mike and Calvin and Pat and Darnell and all those guys are getting extra work. Jalen and Naj just getting extra handoffs and extra different things that we're doing, and I just think that extra time is everything. And then you add into the bonding, when we get to go out to dinners and break bread, and just those moments too. And I think all those things add up and matter, and we're having fun. We're having fun being together. This is, the best part about life is that when you get to play football, you get to play the game you love. And, I always say we have the best jobs in the world. We get to do what we love to do every day, get to work at it, get to have fun while doing it, and it's a challenge, but we embrace it every day.
Bryce, what do you see from this Cleveland defense when you watch them?
I mean, they're obviously tough, physical. Obviously, it starts up front for them. They got some great players on the defensive side. I think they fly around. They're coached well. We got to bring our best football.
Russ, you've had big targets before. How unique is what Darnell does?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jimmy Graham's probably the biggest guy, you know, I've played with in terms of, you know, how tall he was and everything else. And Jimmy was special. Darnell's got such big physical attributes in terms of he's, you know, I don't know, 315 pounds, can run, can catch. You know, I think, you know, really, I just think that, you know, how versatile he is. You know, I think his ability to make plays down the field, his ability to catch the ball in the flat and jump over guys, his ability to be a key, you know, part of our run scheme and blocking and everything else. He has that grit, he has that mentality. He's a national champion, you know, guy who's been at the highest level, played big time football. You know, just love being around him. He's young too. He's got so much talent and, you know, got all the belief in the world in him. So, and then, you know, add our receivers too. You know, we've got some guys that can really, you know, really tall, can vertically go get the ball. And, you know, obviously, and the guys that we have, and George and Mike in particular, those guys are great athletes in terms of their vertical ability.
Russ, how much work goes into scramble drills during practice, you know, with receivers? Because sometimes it seems like a field thing, but also think about days like with you and Tyler Lockett, you know, seeming to have that.
Yeah, it definitely is time and attention. I think that you have to spend time on scramble drills. I think guys get, you know, it's, you know, everybody's getting used to that part of it. I think, you know, our ability to do that, and I think it's definitely showing up in a good way most of the time. And I think we want to be able to create those moments when something's not there. I think George did a really good job on the third down. They covered everything up. It kind of scrambled, kind of went back and came back to him. That was really great by him. So those have been some really great moments in that. And I think, you know, you have to do it in practice. You have to visualize it on film, even when you're sitting in the film on Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. You're learning, and you're always learning. We got such a good young nucleus of guys that we're constantly learning, and that's the best part about it. And I think it's been obviously a big part of my game over the years, and those explosive plays and those moments that happen. Just, you know, I'm never really looking to scramble, but when it happens, here we go. You know, I think those guys do a good job of that.
Russ, when you face an aggressive defense like the Browns, how do you balance the will, you know, to make the play in the moment and take what's there with living for the next play? Because of how they try to press you guys, blitz you guys, and make plays like that.
Yeah, you know, played these guys last year. They're physical. They fly around. They do a great job. Like I said, they're really well coached. Coach Schwartz does a great job coaching them up, and they're just such a talented group. So, you know, they're gonna make some plays here and there. You got to understand that. You got to understand the balance of the game. You know, and just really, you know, just playing the game. If it's a 4-quarter game, you know, it's a 4-quarter game. You get to play the moments. And as I mentioned, to you guys, hopefully you have a collection of 75 great moments.